मैम सही लग रहा है?
हाँ लाइट थोड़ा ज़्यादा है।
तो एक हाथ लाइट कम करना है या तो वो स्टूडियो लाइट बंद भी कर सकते
एक मिनट सर, एक सेकेंड कुछ बटन दब रहा है आपका फ़ोन का।
ठीक है. हो गया?
मैम का सर कट रहा है।
All right. Okay, so we have two people live already. Can we have a sound check? Okay, I am able to hear my own sound for some reason. Uh, just a little bit of troubleshooting here and there. Okay.
आ रहा है।
All right. I hope I am audible and so is my voice loud and clear. I am right now live with Dr. Poonam Punjabi. She is a very good friend of mine. The reason why she is on the show right now is because I'm interviewing a lot of dentists who are passionate about things other than dentistry, and I've been in touch with a lot of people who are passionate about other things. And one of the closest people for me in my life is none other than Dr. Poonam. So she is a dentist, obviously, and her parallel passion is she loves to guide people with respect to fitness as well as nutrition. And I believe that you've done a certified course. So, first of all, let me welcome you to the podcast. So, welcome so much, Dr. Poonam Punjabi. It's
Thank
such an
you.
honor to have you live as well as on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mayur.
All right. So, I'm getting a little nervous here because of the troubleshooting that we just had and because of the case that we just finished.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it was a double hiccup for me back to back for people who have joined us live right now. So I was actually working on an endodontic case, and I got stuck up in the mesial root of 1/6, and I had an instrument separation. There's no shame in admitting that. I very well informed the patient that there is an instrument separation. Spoke to other doctors in front of her so that she very well knows what's going on. Because we all need to accept that it's nobody's done it by purpose,
Yes.
and it happens. It's an accident. So I keep it very transparent with my patients. What about you?
Yes, I do. But the thing, luckily, that happens is whenever I, face breakages or separations,
Mm-hmm.
somehow I'm able to bypass, and then,
Yeah, yeah.
the treatment is done. And of course, I tell them that, this
After
happened,
it's
but
done.
we have tackled it.
All right. So the thing that happened with me is I was actually negotiating the mesio buckle, but I could actually not negotiate it at all. And then I used the C plus, did give it an acute bend, but still never happened. In the end of my 2 hours long session, I managed to break the apical 1 mm of the 10 number C plus, and then that's when Dr. Poonam came in actually. So Dr. Poonam came at 6:30, and she was all set for the podcast, but I was like, "Are you good in endo by any chance, or is it Dheeraj?" So Poonam is like, "No, I'm better in endo." So I was like, "Please come inside and see if you can bypass." So Dr. Poonam not only came in for the podcast, but she actually bypassed the particular 1 mm. Awesome, yeah. So that was really good. And now the patient has gone home, and after that we've come upstairs for the recording. So
So
thank you so much.
dentistry still remains my first love.
Yeah, is it your first love or nutrition now?
Endo.
Endo? Oh, that's why. All right. So let's start off with the actual question answers on the foodology that we have
Yes.
planned right now. So before we actually begin, how did you end up coming to this particular field of diet, nutrition, and fitness?
Yeah. So, to begin with, first of all, Dr. Mayur, let me tell you, you are doing an amazing job by creating this platform of podcast and giving opportunity to all the dentists. And of course, there is so much sharing of knowledge that is happening, which is really great. So, keep it up. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
So, to begin with, I was always, pretty healthy individual. I was never on the heavier side or anything of that sort. But, 3 years back when I got pregnant, and there was a lot of misconception, surrounding the pregnancy and the childbirth, and the concept of eating for two, which I never understood, that why I should be eating for two. And obviously the confusion was there entire pregnancy, and then even post delivery there was lot of inquisitiveness to know what to feed your child, what is what obviously we know that nutrition plays a very big role in our life. So yeah, just to sort this confusion out, I really was very keen about finding out about food, nutrition, and that's how I ended up in this. I started reading, I started, working on
Hmm.
myself. And when I lost weight, and then, that's how I ended up, of course, the post pregnancy weight I shed. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty interesting to know that, how food does wonders, and, it's magical that what your body can do and how your body responds to clean eating.
Hmm. Do you know the story how I got in touch with you with regards to the health and fitness thing?
Yes,
Really?
I
You know
do.
about it? Okay, so the viewers don't know about it, so I'm just going to be taking 1 minute of your time
Yeah.
for telling the story. So I've been trying to lose weight since the past 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I've tried everything. That's joining a gym. I've tried playing sports. I've done swimming. I've also been on different diets, but I could not reduce weight enough. So it would be like 1 kg reduction or 2 kgs reduction. So one day while playing badminton, actually, I was coming out of the gymkhana. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know what gymkhana I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Sindhi Society Gymkhana, where I play badminton. And it's really awesome. So I happened to just get in onto my bike, and I saw Dheeraj over there. He was just passing through, and I was like, "Oh, hi, Dheeraj!" And the moment I saw him, I was like, what the heck? I mean, he had reduced so
Yeah.
much. And I remember very clearly that when I saw him, that was not exactly how he was when I saw him the last time before that. That's around 6 months or 7 months or 8 months before that. And I was like, you have really reduced a lot. So what are you doing? So I was like, so he's like, nothing. I'm just following a couple of food charts that Poonam has made for me. And I think by that time you're not actually started consulting people. I'm not really sure. Um, if you had actually at that, I'm not really sure. But he told that he was following your diet,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's really awesome. I mean, would she be interested in giving me a food plan of my own? So he's like, definitely yes. And he connected you and me together. And as soon as I found out that it's one of the best ways to reduce weight, the first thing that he said, that I asked him actually, is like, are you on a diet plan? Do you have to eat very less? Because
Yeah.
that's something that I cannot do with.
Yeah.
Most of the people think like that. I think there'll be a lot of questions from the
Yes.
audience also.
Yes.
That diet does not mean staying hungry, and that's the first thing that he told me, that he's never hungry. He's always eating after every 2 hours. I was like, wow, I need to try this because I cannot stay hungry for a long time. So then I came to meet you, and the first thing that Dr. Poonam very professionally said is, okay, look, I cannot just start consulting you immediately. I need a couple of tests that you need to give it to me. So I think you told me a couple of routine
Yes.
blood tests and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I got it done. Immediately came to your clinic, if you remember,
Yeah.
and then you checked it out and you suggested me a diet plan. So that was really awesome. So, and that's the story how I actually met you. But how did you actually pursue it? Have you done any particular course, online, offline? How was it?
Yeah. So as I told you initially, I got into a lot of reading, lot of research, and yeah, eventually, when people started telling me that, you need to help us, you need to consult us, that's how Staples, my new venture, started. And I think my elder baby is 3.5 years old, and Staples is also my baby, which is, I think, 2.5 years old. So that's how it began. And yes, I have done a certified course. I have done a course from INFS. So,
What is that?
yeah. So it is Institute of Nutrition and
Okay,
Fitness
okay,
Science. So that is what I did.
okay,
I
okay.
did my foundation and expert course there.
Oh, really cool. So
Yeah.
when was this? I think
So,
when you had time, when
so
you're taking a
I,
break from.
so I actually did it in the lockdown.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So lockdown, a lot of people had time,
Yes.
and a lot of people did use it constructively, and I believe you
Yeah.
really did well. All right. So let's start off with a couple of. I mean, do you want to start off with taking questions like direct questions about the diet and stuff, or okay? So before I actually start asking you questions about the diet stuff, I would request the audience who are watching us live. I think we have quite a lot of people who are
Mm-hmm.
live. I saw that we have 30 people live right
Oh,
now.
wow.
Um, so if you have any questions, just put it on the chat. I cannot move the camera, but I can definitely go behind the camera and have a look. And if they have questions, I'll be looking forward to answer.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start off with some of the basic stuff. Can people reduce weight by any kind of diet, or as some people have a fixed body structure and they have to follow a particular diet pattern? What is your opinion on that?
So, my opinion is that before starting with any diet plan,
Hmm.
be it keto, be it 2 hourly, be it intermittent fasting, be it Dr. Dikshit's diet, any diet that you have heard of,
Mm-hmm.
first you have to ask yourself, is this diet sustainable? So, any
Mm-hmm.
diet that you can do all your life is what is good for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how you should select a diet.
Okay.
And your diet should, you cannot go on the diet, because the minute you go on the diet, you definitely will go off the diet. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to make small lifestyle changes. You
Mm-hmm.
have to, so the diet has to, incorporate in your existing lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you will be able to sustain it.
Okay. So can I summarize in a way that you are not actually going on a diet plan? You are planning to choose a particular form of diet that you're going to be living through your life. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you are not going on a diet, you are making lifestyle changes.
Okay. And this is going to be like almost forever.
Yes.
Okay. So it does not work that if we go on a diet for some time and then start hogging whatever we want. Is that
Um,
how it works? So
so
I'm sure this is not about cheat days. That's
yes,
a
yeah.
separate question altogether.
So see, when we talk about cheat days, let me say, no food is good or bad. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to fear any food. It
Mm-hmm.
is the quantity that
Oh yeah.
matters. So anything and everything in moderation works.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. So my next question is, why is it that if some people eat something little only and they put on weight, but there are some people and there are so many people like that I have met. They eat anything and everything, immaterial of how much they are eating. They just don't pick up weight.
Yeah, so see, definitely your basal metabolic rate, the BMR,
Mm-hmm.
does play an important role. And, I often meet people who tell me that, I have been dieting, no matter what I do, I just don't seem to lose weight. So, there has to be a consistency. So,
Mm-hmm.
as far as the clients are concerned, food should be treated as food. It is a dietitian or a nutritionist job to calculate the calories. So,
Mm-hmm.
normally what people do, Monday to Friday, they will eat healthy, they'll follow the plan, and, whatever progress they have made, everything goes for a toss over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because over the weekend, we are indulging, we are, partying. So, whatever calorie deficit, what
Mm-hmm.
is required for weight loss that you were sustaining throughout the week, you
Mm-hmm.
actually, by overeating on weekends, you
Mm-hmm.
are, putting it off track. So that is when your weight neither increases nor reduces,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
just
feel
static.
you
That's
feel no
stuck.
matter what I do, I'm stuck.
So basically, in a sense, you're saying that you calculate your client's diet plan not only based
Yes,
on how their body structure is and what are their eating habits, but you also take into account their physical activity.
absolutely,
Okay, okay. So if
absolutely.
somebody is more physically active, you will be probably allowing them more calorie intake as compared to
Yes.
somebody who is like a dentist who sits most of the time.
Yes,
Is it like that?
yes. So there is something called as total daily energy expenditure
Mm-hmm.
(TDEE).
Okay.
So that is how we calculate how many calories you are supposed to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And here I would also want to say, as you said, physically active individual.
Hmm.
So there is a difference between being physically active and exercise.
Okay.
Normally we feel that 1 hour of exercise we have done, okay, now whole day, even if I sit on the couch,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So you have to be physically active. Okay, physically active means that you have to be active throughout the day.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like normally, we know that
Mm-hmm.
how, if you are on a phone call, you should walk when you
Yeah, yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Idea
Hmm.
promoted it so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
But do we really do it? We
Not
all
really.
know.
Yeah.
We all know that we should park our vehicle away from our workspace and we should walk, and
Mm-hmm.
we should climb the stairs and ditch the elevator. So we all know this, but do we really do this? So you
Mm-hmm.
have to be physically active. You need to do
Okay.
this.
Dentist working on the dental chair, is it physically active?
It's mentally active.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to find time, right? I mean, when you have patients, or for people like me who are working on a podcast and a lot of audio editing, video editing, you have to sit at one place and do. I mean, so what you said, I'm feeling a little sad now that I'm working out in the morning or walking in the morning. But
So
sometimes
maybe,
in a hurry, I do walk my way back home
yeah,
and to the clinic.
yeah.
That's one thing, but I'm feeling guilty now. That
But
is
at
that not
least you are
enough?
doing that.
Yeah, and in the morning I make it a point to walk. So
Yeah.
what do you suggest your clients usually for a workout
So, there
for
has,
burning calories?
yeah, so there has to be mix of all the workouts. You just cannot walk, for
Mm-hmm.
60 minutes and get done. So
Mm-hmm.
you definitely have to get into aerobic and anaerobic exercises. By
Okay.
anaerobic exercises, I mean resistance training, weight training. Maybe, train yourself with your own body weight. So a
Mm-hmm.
mix of exercises. And what is the best exercise? What you really like and you
Yeah.
enjoy doing is the best
Okay.
exercise.
So a very specific question from me. Maybe you can charge me later for this. Okay. So if I'm walking in the morning
Mhm.
and I play badminton, would that count as an all-over workout for me? Or would you still
Yes.
suggest that I need to go
Uh,
for some amount of weight training or something like that?
so, see, weight training definitely helps preserve your muscle mass,
Mm-hmm.
and we all should get into
Okay.
weight training.
Mm-hmm.
All should definitely, so normally, we hear that, oh, she's old, so she had a fall and she broke her bone, or, ye fracture or that fracture. So,
Mm-hmm.
why is this happening? Because we, don't train our muscles. Our
Mm-hmm.
muscles are not
Mm-hmm.
strong.
Yeah.
So that is why, even a small injury, of course, there are added factors like, osteoporosis and all.
Yeah. Mm.
But of course, lack of weight training is also an important factor.
So in a nutshell, you're asking me to pursue some amount of weight training?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
specifically 150 minutes a week is good enough.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's all that you have to manage in entire 7 days, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
doable.
Okay. And what all would you include in weight training exercises?
So, I would initially
So I
suggest.
mean, maybe you can suggest something that people can do it at home.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
readily. Yeah.
So I think right now you all are watching us on YouTube. So
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is the best way,
Mm.
you can just, I mean, whoever you like I
Mm.
follow Emmy.
Okay.
So, you can just put on the videos and train yourself. Even 20 minutes a day is good enough. So home workouts like squats, lunges, then resistance bands, as I said, spot jogging. So there are so many exercises that we can do.
Okay.
Push-ups, plank, pull-ups.
So that's what you mean by using your own weight. You don't
Yes.
need to buy or invest or anything.
So it depends.
Mm-hmm.
So see, everyone has a specific goal in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, it is always better to have some equipments that because see, you need to progressively overload as well. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot
Oh,
work
okay.
with the same weight,
Okay.
all the time.
Mm-hmm. So
So
when is the right time to proceed to the next weight or maybe level up?
so that you will know
Yeah.
when you
Okay.
see your body, how much weight now it is difficult for you to lift, and after a time it's
Mm-hmm.
easy for you to do. So that's how you will know.
Yeah, maybe we can keep a separate session for the workout thing, in
Yes.
which we can kind of elaborate on
Yes.
how many reps, what are the weights, and all. Maybe you can
Yes.
speak about that later.
Yes. So,
So
just one point I
yeah.
want to add here. So, normally people tell me, I am doing everything, I'm following 100% whatever you are saying, but the scale doesn't move.
Uh huh.
So, that like I am answering because you said, how will I know which weight to go for?
Yeah.
So, progress does not necessarily mean change in the scale.
Mm-hmm.
Progress means, has your sleep quality improved? How are you lifting weights now?
Oh.
Initially
Mm-hmm.
it was so difficult to do a plank for even
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds. Now you are doing it for maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So that
Right.
is progress. That
Mm-hmm.
is how you will know that the plan is working for you or not.
Okay. Okay, so let me get into the specifics of food now, because we're already 20 minutes into the session.
Mhm.
So, what's your take on carbs? Is it good? Is it bad? Some people say that rice is not good. What kind
Carbs
of
are
rice? Yeah,
devils.
yeah. So, what's your take on that?
So, obviously, carbs are good. Um,
Okay.
so, see, carbs are your energy givers.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are able to sit for this podcast because you had carbs. Am I right? Did you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
carbs before
Yeah,
the
just
podcast?
before.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
jokes apart, carbs are, the most important fuel that, so as I said, it's fuel. Your body is able to run throughout the day
Mm-hmm.
because of the carbs.
Mm-hmm.
So, we should never do without carbs. Carbs are very
Okay.
important.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, carbs are good.
But do you tell your clients what they should eat with respect to rice and wheat, or do you have suggestions for the viewers?
Yeah. So, rice is good. And
Okay.
even as a diabetic, you can eat rice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there are a lot of myths surrounding diabetes and carbs and rice
Mm-hmm.
specifically. So see, I agree that rice has a high GI, high glycemic index, but there are 2 to 3 things that you can do.
Yeah.
One, you should have steam rice. That is,
Mm-hmm.
you should drain the extra starch when you cook the rice,
Mm-hmm.
and you should also combine high glycemic index rice with low glycemic index foods like dal, vegetables, sabzi. So
Mm-hmm.
that is how it will become a medium GI
Yeah.
food. And that's how
Mm-hmm.
you can relish your rice, roti, even bread for that
Okay.
matter.
Okay. So since you're talking about bread, is any kind of bread fine? Like we have so many types: white bread, brown bread, and multigrain. Do you have a choice in that?
See, as I said, no food is good or bad. As
Mm-hmm.
long as you
Mm-hmm.
are having in moderation,
Yeah.
1 or 2 slices at a time, and you are having it with lots of vegetables or
Yeah.
eggs
Yeah.
or chicken if you are a non-vegetarian, it is absolutely healthy. But
Mm-hmm.
just gobbling down 3 slices of bread with tea or something, yes, it is definitely bad.
Okay. Okay.
So you have to be very mindful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
here I would like to say, so I am a Sindhi, okay,
Yeah. Mm.
by caste. And so wheat is good, okay. We all have grown up eating rotis and wheat, but in our community, they add lot of ghee and sugar
Yeah.
and jaggery.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is what is bad.
That's mom's love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right.
much love that it's seen.
Yeah. I know. We
Yeah.
blow. Okay. So coming back to rice. So
Mhm.
do you suggest any particular type of rice? Like, okay, have brown rice, or you have I mean, we have many kind of rice. We have basmati. I mean, I don't know if people who are watching are Indians or But do you suggest that don't have basmati rice or don't have kolam or something like
Enjoy
that?
any kind of
Any.
rice
Mm-hmm.
as long as you are having a small bowl of rice with one
Oh,
equal
okay.
quantity of dal and vegetables, lentil, or
Mm-hmm.
as long as you are combining it, it is
Mm-hmm.
good. Any rice is good, of
Yeah.
course. I mean, yeah, even I have heard that basmati rice, or for that matter, brown rice is really good for diabetics because it
Is
is
it?
high in fiber.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's good. But again, even if you're having brown rice, you still have to combine it
Okay.
with lentil and vegetables. See, that
Mm-hmm.
is how it will become a well balanced meal.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
here I would like to say no nutrient is superior to other nutrient.
Okay. Okay.
Like, when you asked me, is carb good or bad? So, normally people believe that if I eat more protein, I'll lose weight. So,
Mm-hmm.
no nutrient is superior. You need to have balance of carbs, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals.
Mm-hmm.
So, any Indian meal, if you see, is a well balanced meal in itself. Let's take example of idli sambar and coconut chutney. So,
Mm-hmm.
idli is your carbs, sambar is your protein, that is
Mm-hmm.
dal,
Mm-hmm.
and if you add veggies to it, you are getting vitamins and minerals, and you are
Mm-hmm.
using oil for cooking, so that is the fat. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, coconut chutney is the healthy fat. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
well balanced meal.
Okay. Okay. But we have different kinds of meals also nowadays, which is suggested, like keto and all. So, can you elaborate on what keto is? How does it work, and does it really work?
Yeah. So as I said, that any diet is good if it's sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly what you do in keto is you change the energy fuel. So as I
Mm-hmm.
said, carbs are your fuel,
Mm-hmm.
but in keto, what you do is you eat only 50 grams of carbs, and your the fuel that is burning to give you energy is fats. So again, now you tell me, is it good or bad? You think you can sustain it, then it is good. If you think no, you cannot sustain by eating 50 grams of carbs, then it's not the diet for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, so we have a question from the audience. It's by Rathi,
Mm-hmm.
Snehal Rathi. So she's
Mm-hmm.
asking, what are the options for in between meals, healthy options for in between meal snacks?
So in between meals, you can have buttermilk, you can have coconut water, you can have a khakra or something. Then if you are a tea coffee lover, then you can have tea or coffee with a biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Fruits are a great go to snacks. Then
Okay.
handful of chana is good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But sometimes just having coconut water does not feel filling. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So
So
what can we do about that?
so when you met Dheeraj and he told you that he lost weight,
Mm-hmm.
so did you ask him, like, do you feel hungry, or so the trick here
Mm-hmm.
is that if you are having small frequent
Yeah.
meals, if you
Yeah.
are eating often, which you have done, so
Mm-hmm.
if you eat every 2 hours,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
chances of feeling hungry are less
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah. And that's actually a true feeling. Just yesterday, I was telling my mom that you are sending too much lunch for me. So she's sending rice along with the dal, that the kind of dal preparation that you had suggested, if you remember. First, she used to make just the normal dal, but now it's full of veggies, green leafy vegetables, and everything, and I love it.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's become like a sustainable thing, like you said. Like the
Yes.
typical Gujarati dal has a
Mhm.
lot of sweet, and I'm sure you know that any
Yes.
Gujarati meal has a
Yeah.
lot of sweet.
Yeah.
So I've shifted to the Punjabi kind of a dal, which does not have sweet. And
Mm-hmm.
the add-on that you suggested, that if you're getting bored to eat green leafy vegetables separately, just make it a part of your dal, and it's going to
Yes.
sound. I'm sorry, it's going to taste awesome. She's been doing that, and it's actually became and it's actually become very sustainable. I love it, and I insist on having that every afternoon, and that's become like a lifestyle. But during the lockdown, everything had gone haywire, and I started overeating again. I picked up a lot of weight. I have
Mm-hmm.
no shame in saying that. So I went to 72. I became 86, and now I'm reducing again. That's
Mm-hmm.
because I had lost the sustainability that you spoke about. But now again, because I've started the 2 hour meals, and I'm strictly
So
restricted to
let
proportions.
me correct you. You lost sustainability, or you lost the motivation?
I lost the sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I was enticed to it because I was always home, and
Yeah, it
it was
does
disturbing to
happen.
stay at home for such a long time. You
Yeah,
feel like eating something or the
yeah,
other because there's I had a lot of work as
yeah.
such. But it was, I mean, you were like, you wanted to binge more. I felt like binging more.
Yes.
That was the
Lockdown
problem.
did take a toll on all
Yeah,
of
all of
us,
us.
definitely.
Yeah, but the thing that you mentioned, that 2 hours, when you eat every 2 hours, even a small quantity fills you up very nicely.
Yeah.
So I was telling mom that please reduce the amount of rice that you're giving me in the lunch, because even
Mm-hmm.
when I'm eating little, now it's just filling me up
Mm-hmm.
very quickly. All right. So, what is one tip that you would probably want to give to people who want to reduce weight? For example, like you told me, have buttermilk half an hour before having your lunch or something.
Yeah.
Any such more quick tips for
So
the listeners?
my go to secret, if you say so, secret would be to be accountable. So I have made a big chart where I write down whether I was physically active, whether I had my egg whites, whether I had my vegetable juice.
Mm-hmm.
I love vegetable
Yeah.
juice, and so things like that, and at the end of the day I put a tick mark or a cross. If I did it, then I put a tick mark. So
Mm-hmm.
that motivates me, that tells me ki, okay, yeah, so this week I did not maintain my weight, I did not lose my weight because I did this. So
Mm-hmm.
you have got your answer.
All right. So, is it compulsory to have vegetable juice?
So vegetable juice is filled with vitamins, antioxidants, minerals. So it definitely helps give you good skin and good hair. It is
Mm-hmm.
always good to have vegetable juice, but if you
Mm-hmm.
don't like it, then maybe you can stick to soups and veggies in your meals.
Does your soup include the ready-made soup that's available in packets?
No.
Okay, okay. You're not supposed to eat that,
Yeah.
right?
So see what happens now. Even when you see on the packets, it's written fat free or no
Mm-hmm.
fat. So always remember to make anything palatable, to make anything sweet. Either they have to put fat, that is butter or cheese, or they have to add sugar. So if it
Mm-hmm.
says no fat, it definitely has more sugar. It
Mm-hmm.
actually has double the sugar.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
basically जो कैलोरीज फैट का था वो कैलोरीज दे रिड्यूस्ड एंड दे एडेड कैलोरीज फ्रॉम शुगर. So
Mm-hmm.
any see low fat does not mean low calorie, and low
Mm-hmm.
calorie does not mean weight loss.
Mm-hmm. But is it a healthier option? No, because it has preservatives and
It
stuff like
has
that. Okay,
preservatives.
okay. So it's better to cook whatever you want at home
Yes.
rather than purchasing
So,
ready meals.
that is why my go to option is veggie juice, because
Mm-hmm.
all you have to do is, just wash three different colors of veggies, just,
Yeah.
toss it in the grinder, add whatever seasoning you want, lime juice, salt, mint, parsley,
Mm-hmm.
and, just give it a whip and you're ready to go.
Okay. Can you give quick one or two recipes that people might not have thought of, but they can easily do it? Does not matter if you have experience in the kitchen or not.
Mm-hmm.
Something that you can immediately think of that anybody could make it. Like even I could make it. Just go into the kitchen, chop, 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 and it's ready. Something
Yeah.
that you can think.
So, one thing that I really tried this time was on my pan, I just put 3, 4 egg whites.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I topped it with all the veggies. So instead of, the uttappa that we get with the dosa ka atta and all, so the base I used was,
Okay.
egg whites, and then I topped it with veggies.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, any seasoning of your choice, maybe magic masala or something.
Okay.
So that is one thing that I really liked, which I tried.
Okay. So
And
you prefer the Maggi magic masala? Is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Because it tastes good.
yes.
Okay, we can have
See,
that, right?
losing weight you does not mean that you
You
have to eat
compromise
boring
on
food.
taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so one example you gave, a couple
So
of quick more
another
examples.
example that I have also posted on my page Staples, and people really liked it. So I had made save puri, which did not have save and which did not have puri.
Okay,
So what I did
awesome.
was I took a boiled beetroot and I
Okay,
sliced it, okay,
okay.
and so that we used as a puri,
The
and then we
base,
topped
yeah.
it, with again onion, tomato, potato, fine
Okay,
chopped,
okay.
and yeah, your delicious
Awesome.
go-to snack is ready.
Yeah. So you just have to mix and match whatever you like, whatever vegetables you
Yes.
like, and All right. You mentioned about sugar in between. I'm sure everybody would agree, and nobody has a doubt that sugar is bad. But can we have it sometime, or you would just say that just
I would
replace
not
it with
say
something?
sugar is bad. Sugar
Okay.
is not at all bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you are gulping down 2-3 tablespoons of sugar, it is bad.
Okay.
But 1 cup of tea with sugar is not going to hurt. 1 cup of tea with sugar in a day is not going to
So
hurt.
1 tablespoon maybe. Is
One
that fine?
tablespoon would be too much. I
Would be too
think that
much.
would be
Okay.
too sweet.
Okay.
So
Okay. No, 1 tablespoon spread across the day. 1 tablespoon in a day.
So, see, when you are trying to lose weight, then as I
It's
said,
not
you
a good
need
option.
to manage your calories only
Mm-hmm.
because calorie deficit is the only way to lose weight.
Mm-hmm. So if I don't want to eat sugar, but I still want to have my tea sweet, what would you suggest?
So, see, artificial sweeteners, well, they are artificial.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
as we said, that we have to make lifestyle changes. So, the
Mm-hmm.
ideal would be to make a palate swap. So, stop
Mm-hmm.
consuming sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, because see, now today, if I tell you that use sugar free, which I don't, you know that,
Mm-hmm.
or, stevia or something, which is a natural plant extract. But again, these all are chemically treated. So,
Okay.
again, once in a while, it's okay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So even the stevia thing you don't suggest, like on a routine thing
So
you
the
won't
leaves
suggest.
are good. The
Okay.
stevia
Okay.
leaves, the natural ones are definitely good. But this white powder that we get is chemically treated.
Okay. I have that. So do I restrict it? Should I not have it every day?
See, once a day is fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Or
Once a day. Yeah.
yeah, or once in a while you are making a dessert out of it. It's
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
okay to indulge also.
Right, right. Okay. So we've spoken about carbs, we've spoken about sugar. Coming to fats, how good or bad is that?
Fats are essential. Fats
Okay.
are
Yeah,
very
yeah.
important.
Mm-hmm.
So, as doctors, we know that all the fat soluble vitamins are called fat soluble because they need fat to function.
Mm-hmm.
So, we cannot not do without
Yeah,
fats.
yeah.
Fats are really important.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, as I said, no food is good or bad. There has to be a well balanced meal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So how much would you typically allow your clients
So,
consumption of oil, butter, cheese? What do you suggest that they can have, and how much?
see, you should definitely restrict your cooking to low oil, maybe 3 to 4 teaspoons per person per day is okay. And of course, cheese along with fat is giving you protein. So once a week or, twice a week having cheese is absolutely fine. As far as butter is concerned, if you are having, white pasta once a week, again, moderation is the key here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And can you have as much buttermilk as you want?
See, overdoing anything is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you want to have as much buttermilk? I am letting you eat, right? And I am letting
Yeah,
you eat
yeah,
so much.
yeah.
So you need not fill yourself up with
Mm-hmm. And what
buttermilk.
about curd and stuff? It's fine.
Yes.
Curd, buttermilk is interchangeable, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So coming to milk, do you suggest any kind of milk? Like we have so many varieties. We have there's
A2 milk.
yeah, and we have reduced fat and all that stuff. What is your suggestion on that?
So, see, again, if you are just maintaining weight, then even full fat milk is fine. But if
Oh,
you
yes.
are on active fat loss,
Okay,
then
okay.
you definitely need to, of course, that your dietitian will do. I mean, he or she will tell you where to cut the fat and, how much fat and how much protein. As I said
Mm-hmm.
previously, also, carbs, protein, fat is my job. Your job is to see food as food. You should
Mm-hmm.
not, आई मीन डिफरेंशिएट कि ये कार्ब्स है ये नहीं खाना है ये
Oh,
प्रोटीन
yeah.
है ये ज़्यादा
Mm-hmm.
खाना है नो you don't have to do
Mm-hmm.
that. You have to treat food as food.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, coming back to milk, of course, I personally feel it's the most adulterated thing right now.
Really? Oh.
That's what I
Oh,
feel.
okay.
And yeah, again, moderation is the key. 1 or 2 cups of tea or coffee or milk in a day is not going to do you harm.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. I don't have milk anyways because I have colitis, so it's one
Yeah.
reason why you obviously cannot have milk.
Yes.
All right, so Coming to general questions once again, and just a reminder to our audience who have joined us live, if you have any questions, just put it across in the comments so I can ask Dr. Poonam those questions directly, and you're going to get your answers about everything, be it food choices, be it any ingredients or recipes. This is the time for you to ask the questions. All right, so coming back to a couple of general questions, what was your push to take this up? Like you were doing dentistry and suddenly out of the blues, how did this actually happen? Did you get inspired